friends, we're in the garden today and I'm going to give you guys a fall update on how the garden's looking and how everything is doing. We had the 100 pieces of Coleus that we planted, or 100 plants that we planted, and the up front ones didn't do as great as the ones in the back, but I'll kind of show you that and kind of my thoughts on that as we get closer to the really good ones. The really good Coleus ended up being in the back, and the ones that didn't do so good, I think they just didn't get enough water, they didn't get enough nutrients. I don't think that the mulch held or retained water as well as it did in the back. But yeah, let's go check out the garden in the fall. So as you guys can see, these performed not great. Like I mentioned, I really think that we had such a drought for so long that I feel like they just didn't get enough water. I didn't have drip lines to them. It was just hand water. I hand watered the back ones quite a bit more only because my aquapot light was back there, so I continued to water those whenever I filled those. So I think that's why those did so well. And these just didn't get enough water, they didn't get enough nutrients. I don't think this is the first year we had, or last year we had mulch, but this is the second year of putting mulch on, and it's just, I feel like maybe the nutrients in the soil aren't very good yet, and next year I'm gonna make sure to put some Osmo coat in the ground before I plant anything. Next spring I'm working with Walter's Gardens right now, and we're gonna do 20 silver lining artemisia in here, and they're gonna be so beautiful. I stole the idea from Sky Hamilton at Hamilton House Designs. She had some artemisia with some of her limelights, and it's so beautiful, and I love just the silver color of them, the simplicity. That's kind of the look I'm going for here, is like purples and silvers and greens and whites. Very simple and just classic look. So next year we probably won't do the Coleus. We will do sorry, had some neighbors mowing over there, which is wonderful. We love our neighbors. But so like I was saying, next year I probably will not do the Coleus. We did the Coleus this year because we had it left over at the store. We're gonna do that silver lining artemisia, and then I'm gonna do sun patience all the way down. Maybe the light purple ones, or maybe even the white ones. I'm not sure what we're gonna do, but to stick with that kind of simple look again. So let's go keep checking on how the garden's doing. So one thing you're gonna notice today is we have not been in this garden in a while, so it needs weeded bad. So it's got lots of weeds in here, just throwing it out there. This is real life today, but we need to get to that whenever I'll probably weed this week, next week. Who knows when I'll get to it, right? But we'll probably do it, I'd say, when we start trimming some stuff back and cleaning stuff up. We're gonna talk about the Russian sage. Why is that so hard for me to say? It's like a tongue twister every time I try to say it. But the Russian sage is really beautiful. It's going strong. It's better than it's been doing all season. It's large and healthy and beautiful. I do nothing to this. Super easy. I think it's gonna get really big, and I think I'm just gonna have to keep cutting it back. And then our limelights are starting to turn a little bit brown. They feel more papery. They're perfect to start cutting for blooms and stuff. I will not prune these. I mean, some people will say not to prune anything now until winter, like late winter, but I don't like the messy look of that. So we'll probably cut these down, just like cut off the blooms so that it's not so messy and just wild looking. We don't really like the wild look. So we're gonna cut those down a little bit. Like I said, cut off the blooms, and then I'll prune them appropriately late winter, like we're supposed to do with the limelights. And then I have these maiden grasses over here, and they're just beautiful. The plumes on them are this is the perfect fall grass, and I love it. The whole point of getting the grass this big was because we're just trying to create a hedge here. I want these limelights, I mean, they get 8 foot by 8 foot, so they get massive. Just trying to create a little bit of a privacy hedge here, so that way you can't see into the pool space, which it's getting there. It'll take, what is it, the first year it sleeps, that was last year. Second year it creeps, that's this year. So third year, next year we should get some leaping. We should get some really good growth next year. That should be really great. We had some cone flowers here. Those were done, so I kind of cut those back already. And then a lot of people will leave that for like bird interest and all that stuff, but like I said, I don't like the wildlife look, so we kind of trim everything back. Coreopsis, I have some of that I'll show you guys. Honestly, I don't love it. I thought I was gonna like it, and the more I look at the color scheme in my mind, I want it to be more purples and silvers. And these have some yellows, which is really pretty, but I kind of wish I would go for, maybe I'll replant those somewhere else. Maybe put them up by the house. There's some spaces I can fill there, so I don't know, but I'll show you those here in a sec. Okay, so I posted about these so many times this year because they are that good. This is the allium, the Millennium Allium, and it's just beautiful. Even the interest that it gives in the fall, the purple is gone, but it just gives a really fun fall look. Again, these will die back on their own, and then they'll come back next year, but we'll cut them off probably, again, because we don't like messy things. So we'll cut these back eventually, but right now I just love it. It gives a really good fall interest. It gets just along here. I loved when they were purple. They were so beautiful. But these are hands down one of my favorite things out here besides the limelight hydrangeas. I absolutely loved these. I've never had them in the landscape before, and I would do these all day if you have a garden bed. You're gonna notice that the back half of this is just a repeat of everything that's in the front. So some more maiden grasses, oh, they're so beautiful. And then some limelight hydrangeas, Russian sage, and the cone flowers, they are already I haven't pulled those ones yet, and then I have some Carl Forester grasses. So it's kind of just a repeat of everything. So I'm gonna show you how the Coleus are doing on this side. Can we even talk about how much more incredible the Coleus is back here? I mean, it's all mounding. This is the cherry drop here, and the chocolate drop is behind me also, and it's just amazing. These are really, really wonderful fillers and just a great low mounding, just beautiful foliage plant. I love the chocolate drop. It's probably, I like it better than the cherry drop. I don't know, the leaves, I just like it a little bit more. And this Lime-Time Coleus is one of my favorite Coleus. It's just, it almost looks like a heuchera to me, or like at this point it just looks like another bush that's in the garden. But I love, this is what I was hoping all of it would be, maybe even bigger up in the front, but that was just not the case. And this was just kind of a trial year to see how, the leftover Coleus would do back here. But then had the limelight behind me, and our Thuyas are doing so good. So this one here was actually not doing great. This one back here was the worst one. It was just really not doing great. It's coming out of it. It'll take a little bit, I think, for it to really come out of it, but everything is doing so good. These grow typically a foot up and a foot out every year, so we should really start. And last year, I mean, they were already 8 foot last year when we bought them, but they're just going to continue to keep getting bigger and more beautiful and just giving us that privacy that we're looking for. If you're looking for a fast growing hedge piece, this is a really good one. The Thuya Green Giant, that's what these are. Again, we bought them at 8 foot, so sometimes people will buy them at the 3-4 foot, and it's just going to take a lot more time for those to get big for you. We just wanted that instant gratification, so that's why we went bigger on these. So these here are the Emerald Isle Alocasia. These are going to be new in garden centers next year. And you guys are going to want to get your hands on these. These are incredible alocasia. they are just so much stockier. I got these as a gift, and they were much smaller when I got them. They haven't really grown too much, but I honestly haven't given them a ton of attention either. I wanted to see how they would do in the landscape, because I've seen how they do in containers, and it's amazing. But I'll probably dig the bulbs up and try to do that this winter. But like, there's new leaves on these, and like, I can normally on alocasia stalks, any elephant ears, it's a little more wobbly at the base, but these are so good. You guys are going to absolutely love these. I plan to have so many of them next year. They are going to be on my front porch. I missed them on my front porch so much this year. The elephant ears are such a staple piece now on my front porch, and I missed them tremendously. I loved my caladiums, but I missed these, and there's going to be a mix of these and caladiums. And Chad Harrison from Classic Caladium is going to be so happy to hear that, because he's my caladium and elephant ear guy. He gave me these samples, so he's going to be so happy when I'm blending the alocasia and the caladiums next year. So that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this small fall garden tour, and we will see you guys soon.